transfer their data. Okay, if you see the three F's, okay, three F's, if you see, like restrict access to the app servers preview. So guys, you know the previews, right? How many kind of previews are there? Tanya?
Private,
uh,
private, public, and
uh,
general, I think. Huh?
General availability. Yeah,
General
yeah,
availability.
perfect,
Hmm.
perfect. Yeah. So can you deploy the server as part of your public preview in the
No,
production? In the production?
no.
Wrong. You can deploy, but it's not recommended. Okay. You
Acha,
can
by
deploy.
the way, where was it discussed, Mayank? I don't, went through your PPT
Uh-huh.
and I got this answer. I mean, I gave you this answer basis one of my questions in Udemy.
So all our people are answering from those references only.
No, no. Actually,
Ah,
lucky.
Uh-huh.
You,
Uh-huh.
you questioned me that
So,
um, can I दी
dep-
do the things, मतलब
हाँ
मैं
हाँ
कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं कर सकता हूँ,
हाँ
राइट?
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
तो
right. The same
मुझे
thing I ask. Oh.
या तो मैं कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन वो मुझे एज अ कंपनी स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से वो रिकमेंड नहीं करता Azure.
Right, right, right. So I'm saying you can do it. You said no, you can do it, but it's not recommended. Okay, so that's why saying it's not coming under recommendation. That's why saying medium. That's
Yeah,
why not saying high.
because
Yeah.
of Microsoft Azure does not provide any kind of SLA.
SLA, perfect, perfect. SLA. They don't provide the SLA as part of your previews. Okay, Amla, who is eligible to get the private preview?
Yeah, the people who are using private cloud, I think so.
Yeah, the people who registered themselves for the private preview, they are only the eligible person. Okay, who get the public preview, Tania?
I don't know, Lucky. As I said, I
Anybody?
could answer from
All
the
customer
PPT.
of Azure, all customer of Azure.
Anybody can get the access of the public preview. It's available for everyone. Okay. Why exactly the public preview has been released by the Microsoft?
To check the functionality or
Or
the services which is released by the Azure.
yeah,
For
what about Tanya? What do you understand? Why exactly public preview
The
is being
same thing only. Same thing
right?
only to
Perfect. Yeah, yeah.
assess
See,
the new features. Hmm.
right. It's not about the access to new features. Like,
Hmm.
see, as part of general availability, new feature will be there. But yeah, they would like to have the feedback from you. Amla, this was the question as part
Feedback.
of your examination, right, Amla?
Yeah,
Um,
correct.
yeah. So they would like to have the feedback from the client. How is your feature? How the feature is working properly? Guys, you have seen the beta edition of the WhatsApp, right? Beta edition of the application. The beta is getting one of the fastest update. Beta OS, beta ROM. So beta is just like a testing kind of stuff. It's available for all the public. Okay, so that's why you can have the more features, and those features are not that stable features. They can be removed as part of general availability, so you should not show the dependency, right? Okay, now come here, one more recommendation: enable the diagnosis logs for the key vault. So you may see that key vault is there to store your what information. Yeah, Tanya, what exactly we are storing as part of the key vault?
Uh, this one, passwords and documents, important
No,
documents.
no, again you are coming to more documents. Hey,
Certificate, certificate, sorry.
credentials,
certification,
Yeah.
credentials,
credentials, and
secret and the certificate.
and one more thing is there. Amla,
Certificate.
what else thing is pending here? Keys,
Yeah, can you
keys.
just repeat the question?
Yeah, yeah. So what kind of things we can keep as part of our key vault? Okay, there are three kind of major things can be kept as our key vault: your credentials, your certifications, or your public keys or private keys. Private key, public key is available for everyone. Private key, so the end user can access your resources. Okay, so this is kind of advisors services available as part of means as part of security only. As part of advisor only, you have this portion which is known as the security, where you can see the recommendation and you can work on it and you can look into it. Okay, so this is the more information. One more thing, guys, this advisor service is integrated with the security center. So uh, as of now we discussed about the security center, guys. Security center, no, now.
Yes,
Yes.
we have discussed.
Yes, I think.
Okay, we have discussed security centers.
Yeah,
uh, uh, okay, no
security
problem.
center, security center, and the Azure advisor.
Both are
Both,
integrated with
yeah, both integrated and works simultaneously to provide security.
Recommendations. Recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the, if you read here, the security center description: secure transfer is the option for the forces your storage account to accept the required only from the secured connection. So like now, if you see this one, I was talking about the storage account, right? So it's a high priority. So why? The storage account must be accessed through the HTTPS or some particular protocols. It should be secured enough. It should be authenticated. It should not be, an endpoint should be secured enough. Okay. What do you mean by session hijacking? I think so. I explained about it last time. Session hijacking. Anybody know the second session hijacking?
Yeah, Lucky. So suppose I have login in a website and the person सपोज मैंने एक वेबसाइट में लॉग इन किया, ठीक है, तो उसकी जो सेशन आईडी है वो कुकीज के फॉर्म में कहीं ना कहीं स्टोर हो जाती है, राइट?
राइट.
अब वो यदि कोई पर्सन या हैकर उस आईडी के थ्रू मेरा कोई डेटा एक्सेस करने जाता है तो वो कर सकता है क्योंकि सेशन आईडी जनरेटेड है.
Perfect. Yeah, guys, let me explain in English so everybody will understand. Session hijacking. We are talking about the secured connection here. So, guys, once you are access the Facebook, Facebook stored 10 kind of cookies. 10 kind of cookies Facebook stored in your browser. Okay, those 10 kind of cookies may be related to your username, password, related to your likes, dislikes, products. Most of things are related to the Facebook. 10 cookies. As per standard, I am just letting you know. I know about the Facebook. How many kind of cookies? Now, cookies having the session ID. So, what is possible? Suppose anybody will get to know your session ID. Now, they will take your session ID and will try to create the same kind of cookie as part of your browser, and they will try to access your website. So, this is known as the session hijacking. Okay, you was having the session, as part of session you was having the session ID was stored in a cookie, and they are not taking the cookie, they are taking the session ID which is unique enough, and they are trying to prepare a cookie and they are trying to access your website. So such kind of recommendations, such kind of things, see that much mind is required to to have the secured connection as part of your resources. So those things are being taken care by the Microsoft. Okay, guys, so I think so you got the more visibility here, and you can see like a security centers also providing you what kind of roles are healthy, what kind of roles are not healthy, and how exactly you can make them healthy. So this is the name of your resources, guys, and this is the name of the subscription. So Tanya, I have one question from you. Who go for the pay as you go model? Who go for pay as you go model?
Who
Man
goes
me?
for means I didn't get the question.
Am I?
Okay. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so the user who free account expire or the companies which is starting their business. So in initial point they use pay as you go subscription.
Why they are not going for enterprise agreement?
Actually, in enterprise agreement, they have to agreement with the Microsoft for at least 1 year.
Right. Perfect.
And
Perfect.
for the minimum, suppose I want to use only 5 to 6 months or 3 months. So I would go for the pay as you go model, where I have to pay for only the amount which I used for the resources.
Right. Guys, you got the visibility, Amala or Tania?
I got.
Yes.
I think this is going to be covered later, right?
Yeah,
Lucky?
but we are
I've not gone
but
through this.
right. This is going to be covered later.
Okay.
But see, so many times we have discussed those topics, and I don't want to make you surprised while going to the module 4. And even the same thing was happened in case of previous modules also. Like I was talking about the SLA. SLA is the part of the fourth module, but I was talking as part of first module itself, right? When I was discussing about the availability zone, availability set, right? So yeah, guys, just go through that, just read it again and again. Yeah, do some brainstorming. Even from the main call, so I'm getting lots of questions, and even from him only I'm understanding, okay, the capex opex is more better. I can understand in a more better way. Like we are reserving some instances, so the reserving instances like 20 servers, 20 CPU I would like to reserve. So what reserving comes under the capex, and while the bill will be generated, while resource will be utilized, that comes under the opex. So capex opex not only applicable in terms of the on premises, it is applicable in terms of the cloud also. So how many resources you are going to reserve, right? And how many you are going to use. So yeah, you guys should get to know about all those things. No worries. All questions are coming to the picture. Just focus on the concept right now. We will go through lots of questions. We will understand lots of things. Okay. Azure Monitor. Anybody having any idea? Like not Mank. Yeah. Tanya or Amala. Anybody
Not
having
mine.
any? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, what do you mean by Azure Monitor?
Azure Monitor is like if you want to capture any logs, like if you want to evaluate any event logs, we can use Azure Monitor to get the idea, like if any thing is going to fall down, or like we can use by via that logs, we can identify easily.
Okay. Okay. What do you know, Tanya, about Azure Monitor?
Yeah, monitoring.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. I guess network monitoring, or was
Uh,
it, what is it?
everything.
Okay. So health monitor.
Right, perfect, perfect. So whenever guys anybody will tell you monitor, monitor is simply related to the health, like Amala explained. Whenever any services are going down or up or anything is going wrong, now we having the logs, we having the alerts. With the help of that, we can simply get to know the health of our Azure resources, right? So guys, first of all, you need to understand there is a Azure monitor, there is a Azure health service. So Azure Health Service is talking about the Azure data centers or regions. It's not talking about your resources. Whenever I'm talking about the Azure monitor, it's talking about your resources. So right now I'm talking about your resources performance, your resources problem, health. Okay. So yeah, how exactly you can have the Azure monitoring possible? So monitoring is going to be done on application level also, operating system level also, resources level also, Azure subscription, Azure tenant, and the custom resources. So all those are the part of your applications or the part of your Azure resources. It is not related to only Azure data centers and region. It is applicable to your resources. So just keep remember one thing here. How exactly things are going to be monitored? Things are going to be monitored based on the logs and based on the matrices. Okay, how exactly matrices and logs are going to be maintained with the help of those services are available as part of Azure. Like we have integrate service. Integrate, like we know the Azure Logic app is related to the workflow, export API related to the development. We know that some alerts are going to be generated, like guys, you are getting some messages nowadays from bank. Hi, our services are getting upgraded and so timing. So please be aware, you may fail, you may not be able to log in, you may face some issue. Auto scaling, like I already told you guys, whenever the more traffic, more resources will be come into the pipeline. Horizontal scaling, right? Not vertical. Horizontal scaling is going to be happen. Analytics, okay, what kind of log has been generated, how exactly log has been generated. Dashboard, we have very good dashboards available which are showing you overall idea. Like we have seen the dashboard which was available here. Like if you see this recommendation, like two high, one medium, three, so like this view, you are going to see more good dashboards. This is not a guide dashboard, this is just basic view, but yeah, you are going to get very good dashboard. We have the product of Microsoft which is known as the Power BI. So actually those products like Power BI, we have two more products of the Microsoft which are providing the reports, generating the reports based on the performance of your resources. Okay, so all those things are there, like for the application, for the container, for the virtual machine, for the monitoring solutions. We have service known as the Azure Insights, which is going to check your resources, which is going to provide the analytics, and all everything is going to be provided with the help of those what to say services. And those services are providing the stuff in terms of logs, in terms of matrices. So it's all about your resources, it's not about the Azure data centers and regions. Okay, got the visibility, guys? Any question anybody having here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
tell me. Okay, fine. Okay, now see what I was talking. Now I'm talking
No,
about
no,
the
no
Azure.
questions.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, now I'm talking about Azure Service Health. So this is related to the Azure. Okay, not related to your resources. Okay, how is it related to the Azure? Just go here. See, you having this world map with you. In this world map, see one resolved service issue within last 24 hours to see the past health history. If you see, there are the four green dots available here. So what is happening? If you see here, like resource health, health alert, health advisories, plans, and service issues. If I'm going to the next slide, if you see summary, like this was the connection issue was happening in the North Europe. Okay, North Europe, one incident was raised, and this is the tracking ID, and this was the service issue, this was the region, and this was the start time they have worked on the issue. So if you see the summary of the impact between 7:30 to 8:30, 8:36 UTC, this date 22 May 2019, the subset of the customer may have experience the connection issues when the accessing the Azure services in the North Europe. It is going to talk about the Azure regions having the health issue related to the network, related to the infrastructure, related to the services. It's not related to your resources, it's related to the Azure. Got the visibility, guys? Yeah. So right now you are going to see the difference between Azure Monitor and Azure Service Health. So this is the same thing. Azure Monitor collects all the data for you to analyze and create alerts on specific to your application, your actions. Okay, it's related to your application. But if I talk about Azure Service Health, for general alert across all of the Azure, guys, so got the visibility. This is the difference between Azure Monitor and Azure Health Service. Okay, as of now
लकी,
there is, yeah, tell me.
सपोज अज्योर हेल्थ की वजह से मेरी वीएम कुछ टाइम के लिए डाउन हो जाती है, राइट? तो उसके लिए मैं क्या पहले से अज्योर सर्विस हेल्थ में जैसे अज्योर अलर्ट करके एक फीचर होता है, राइट? तो उसके थ्रू मैं क्या अलर्ट जनरेट कर सकता हूँ कि जैसे ही उनकी तरफ से कोई मेंटेनेंस होता है तो मेरे लिए कोई एक ईमेल आ जाए या फिर अलर्ट या नोटिफिकेशन टाइप का?
Okay, first of all, whenever you will face the issue, just go to the Azure Service Health and check there is any incident has been written for the same issue which you are facing here. If you are facing the same issue and they are working already on the issue, no need to take any action because they are already working on it. Suppose there is no such kind of issue there and you have to cross verify, it's not from your side, it's from only Azure side. In that case, you can contact them and try to have the incident region and they will work on it. Got the visibility here? Yeah,
Repeat
man.
once again. Could you please
Yeah,
repeat once again?
yeah. Hello, your voice is not audible, Tanya. You are able to hear me, Mayank, right?
Yes, Lucky. Yes, Lucky.
Okay, Tanya having some network issue, I think so. I cannot hear you, Tanya. Anybody able to hear the Tanya? Can you answer? Can you repeat the question from Tanya? Hello. Okay, let me proceed. Tanya, you can ping over this Skype chat. So I will try to answer your question. Okay. So yeah, this is the thing. So Mayank, yeah, I would like to repeat here again. Suppose you are facing some issue related to your connections or virtual network. First of all, you need to go to the Azure Service Health and check there is any incident has been written for that the same issue which you are facing as part of your Azure account. If not, then you can simply, yeah, I'm not able to hear you, Tanya. Then you can, what you can do, you can contact to the customer care and try to have the incident for it. Okay, got Mank? Got the visibility?
नहीं, लकी, मेरे पास अभी भी एक डाउट है.
Yeah, tell me.
मैं आपको ये बोल रहा हूँ कि चूंकि वीएम डाउन है, तो मैंने जैसे अज्योर मॉनिटर में अपनी अलर्ट सर्विस ऑन करके रखी हुई है, ठीक है? मॉनिटर सर्विस जो होती है, अब उसके थ्रू मुझे अलर्ट तो आएगा.
It's your alert, man. You are going to get the alert from yourself only,
ठीक है,
right?
तो मैं वहां जाऊंगा सबसे पहले अज्योर मॉनिटर में.
Right.
वहां पे यदि मुझे कुछ नहीं मिलता तो मुझे कैसे आइडेंटिफाई होगा कि वो उसकी साइड से है कि मेरे साइड से है?
So first of all, you need to identify if your resource is everything is fine. There is, see, as part of the logs only you are getting the alert, right? Alert having the logs, right? You have to check into the logs. The logs is going to tell you its issue is from your side or it's from Azure side. First of all, you look into the logs. If you're not getting the understanding the issue from your side or the Azure side, simply try to contact to the customer care and tell them you are facing such kind of issue. They will let you know, no sir, there is no such kind of issue from our side. We are not also able to identify the issue which you are talking about right now here. Then you have to look into your resources. So you need to contact to the customer care. Got the visibility, man? You need to check the logs, whatever logs you are receiving. If you cannot log into the subscription, how will you get to know from the Azure Service Health? You will have a subscription. Without subscription, how exactly you will get to know about it, right? You should have a subscription. Without subscription, nothing is possible. Okay, we must have the subscription, and you can see the subscription actually. Then only you will get to know.
Can you hear me now, Mayank?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry,
Yeah,
luckily.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can
okay.
hear.
So what I'm saying is the service, Azure Service Health is only after you log into the subscription and you can see that dashboard, right?
Subscription account you are talking about. You need to log into the account, no?
In your account,
Yeah.
yes, in your
Yeah.
account. So there
Yeah,
had
right.
been issues.
Right.
Okay. So as Mayank was saying that can we get an email? Is it possible from the service, what is the Azure Service
Yeah.
dashboard? We get an email also.
We will get the email. First of all, we will get the email. So from the email
Okay.
itself, you will understand by looking into the log, the issue is from the Microsoft side or issue is from your resource side.
Right.
If you are not getting the visibility, you can simply contact to the customer care and you can let them know, see, I am facing this issue. Can you check from your side, your source having the issue or my source having the issue? So they will confirm you, no, we are not facing an issue. It's issue from your side only. You have to look into it. Then you will work on it. You got the visibility, Tanya?
Yeah,
You
got
have to
it.
look into the logs. See, you cannot decide from your side without looking into the logs. If you have some sample log, you will get to know about it. Okay. Now come to some compliance policy here. Okay, so we have couple of compliance policy: GDPR, ISO, and NIST. Okay, so GDPR is Global Data Protection Regulation, ISO International Standardized Organization, and National Institute of Standard. What to say? Yeah, I will tell you these things. Okay, so those are the compliance. Okay, Tania or Amla, can you please confirm me what do you understand from compliance?
Compliance is, say, measured against some standard guidelines or standard framework. How are
From whom?
we
From whom?
maintaining?
From whom?
From different governments. So if there is an
Perfect.
ISO standard, yeah, so like that, yeah.
What about the certifications like you tell ISO, right? So we have some other organizations also. In case of healthcare domain, we have HIPAA, right? You have heard about the HIPAA,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So some of the
SOX
guidance has been
compliance.
released. Yeah. Some of the organizations which have released the standards, some of the government which have released the standard, some of the like worldwide organization, WWW, World Wide Web, like we have different kind of organizations, right? W3 School. So those are the organizations who are deciding some rules and regulations. So those standard rules and regulations which must be followed by different kind of organizations comes under the compliance. Okay, compliance and policies are different thing. Okay guys, both are not the same, and don't map your policies with the compliance. Compliance is already has been followed, that's why you are able to access the product as part of your country. Okay, so all auditing has been and everything has been verified, that's why you are able to see the things. So yeah guys, so compliance terms such as the GDPR, ISO, and NIST, many different standards for the technology across the world, not the single area. Microsoft claims to be the compliance with many of them. How exactly? And has the tool to help you in the compliance with other. So Microsoft also having the tool, even there are tools available which are going to confirm you your product is compliance or not. Okay, now come here. What do you mean by GDPR? So GDPR is data general data protection regulation. This is majorly followed in the European nations. Okay, like you know that we have the Germany, we have the different countries which comes under the European countries, right? So they have some defined rules which need to be followed. So it's also applicable worldwide as well, but right now as part of GDPR policy we are majorly focusing on the EU citizens. So GDPR is the new set of rules designed to give you the EU citizen more control over their personal data. So some personal data is getting generated as part of their region. You would like to have more control on that data. Affect the companies outside of the EU can handle the citizen data. So you can understand outside you should not have such kind of situation. Okay, you should deal with the data within a region only. Data has to be collected legally in the strict condition. Okay, what do you mean by data should be collected legally? Like let me give you some scenario here. Suppose you have some Chinese app available as part of your mobile. They are taking all the access. They are taking the call access, they are taking the location access, they are taking the gallery access, they are taking whatever access, they are taking all the access. So possibly app is doing nothing in terms of all those access. So you are illegally collecting the data from my mobile, right? So this is kind of restriction is also going to be applicable. You cannot collect the data illegally. If you are collecting the data, you have to let me know how exactly you are going to collect the data, and there are strict rules and regulation to collect the data as well. Okay, data has to be misprotected, misused. So yeah, data should not be misprotected and misused. Reporting obligation for the data mishandled. So yeah, definitely you are going to have the obligation. People are going to raise the obligations if you have the data has been mishandled. Like Twitter have revealed some mail IDs of the customers. Twitter has revealed some information. So such kind of problems you are going to face. So some advanced level of rules has been provided. Those rules comes under the GDPR, which is applicable for the EU citizens. Guys, you got the visibility here? Anybody have any question related to the GDPR here? Fine, proceed further.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have seen that we got some EU person got some special privileges, but now here come to the next level of the standards, which is known as the what to say ISO, which is International Organization for the Standard, that having some certification as part of Azure. So guys, I have seen you some of the regions are the Azure governance region and some are the common regions. So Azure governance region can have more rules or can have less rules, and Azure also having their regions which is not specific to the government, which is for the general public. So they also are certified. So you can see those many standards has been followed by the Azure to be compliance. Okay, so some of the name has been given, no need to remember them, just you need to know कि quality management system is one kind of compliance, and service management system is one kind of compliance. Okay, come to the NIST. NIST is known as the National Institute of Standard and Technology. It is related to the cyber security, how exactly your application is compliance for the cyber security purpose. And for that checking purpose, you are going to have the audited from the officers. Like you guys have heard about CMM level 5 company, CMM level 4 company, CMM level 3 company. What do you mean by that? Part of our Yeah, so can you please let me know what do you mean by the CMM level?
That's a maturity level of
Okay,
measuring and
okay.
operations.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. So we are following. It's not about the maturity. Yeah, I can say it's a maturity. Like yeah, how means you are saying 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, 3-star hotel. Means they are providing that much services. The same thing is here. Like you are following those many standards. Like you are going to deliver the client data. Like releases on a very frequent. Your releases are more secure enough. You are not going to have a very long downtime, and you are following the lots of security standards. There is no breaches, proper encryption is going to be used, all those things, all auditing related to the security is going to be happen. Your data is more private enough, your software is more capable enough. Okay, you are using some good servers, database servers, or good languages which are that much capable enough. So those things comes under the, yeah, you can say maturity in the operations, maturity in the development standards which you are going to follow to protect against the cyber security. So those things comes under the compliance. Okay, audited for the compliance to security and privacy processes. Okay, so guys, you need to understand we have the portals available here, which is going to talk about the NIST, which is National Institute of Standard and means National Institute of sorry, National Institute of Standard and Technology. We have the separate portal which is talking about the NIST, how exactly Microsoft have applied NIST policies as part of their product. Okay, they are going to talk about it as part of their portal. So they have the trust center. Actually one portal is there. As part of portal you will find out some details related to the NIST they are following. Okay, we have the one separate portal which is known as the privacy. So privacy means how exactly you are taking my data or how exactly you are going to deal with my data. Okay, So those comes under the privacy. So we have the separate portal for the privacy purpose, like privacy.microsoft.com. And guys, you may have faced one question as part of your Udemy practice papers. Do we have a separate website for the preview? Do we?
No.
No.
No, right. So we don't have a separate website for the preview, but we have the separate website for the privacy. We have separate website for the trust center. So yeah, so this is the like kind of information you can find out how exactly they are collecting your data, how exactly they are dealing with your data, what kind of standard they are following, all the justification, all the information, because people are more bothered about the security, more bothered about the privacy. Okay, that's why they have the separate dedicated website. So any person who is not belong from development, any person just bothering about the information, they no need to go to the Azure portal. They have the separate dedicated website available, and there they can look into it, right? Now come to the trust center. The trust center is very similar to the privacy, and they all the things are mostly integrated with each other. So trust center is again, it's having the different portal. Okay, it's a different website we having as part of our Microsoft Azure. And as part of this website, if you see how exactly any vendor can trust on you. So like you are following some what to say, good compliance certification, like we have seen some privacy standard which you have got as part of your certification. So if you read the first line, if you read here, you will understand what do you mean by trust center. So Microsoft Azure is the cloud computing platform that features a growing collection of integrated cloud services, analytics, computing, database, mobile, networking, storage, and the Wave Azure includes integrated tools. So you are getting lots of things, you are having lots of services. How exactly you can trust on them? How exactly you can use them blindly? What is the rules, regulation? What is the limitations? How exactly things are going to be taken care? All those things comes under trust center, but those are not intended for us. Those are intended for the person who more bother about the security, like you can say AZ-500. We have separate certification where you should have expertise about the security, and those are being followed by the person. We have the different designation which is known as the cyber security kind of profiles. Okay, so those people bother about it. Okay, so yeah.
Lucky, what type of questions we can expect for
No,
GDPR, NIST,
okay.
and this one?
GDPR only having one question only, like the GDPR rule is applicable for which kind of country? So it's a European Union. Okay, this is only one
I
question.
got that.
Yeah, and even it may ask, okay, what additional kind of means what are the policies comes under the GDPR? Nothing more than that. Okay, they may
Policies means
like data should not be
data
so,
protection. Okay.
right. Nothing more than that. There will be no more question related to the privacy or the trust centers. You may not identify the questions. Okay. Though, see,
Okay.
AZ-900 is just the overview kind of course. You don't need to worry about those security stuff. But yeah, we are here to help you out. So yeah. So
The
Azure.
third practice paper, I think third practice paper flunked like very, very low because of lots of SLA related questions were there.
Those are the
Uh,
pricing and support actually. That is the module number.
even correct. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
Yeah. So here you can see that Azure compliance, Azure policy. Guys, again, I'm telling you, don't mess up with the compliance and policy. Okay, policy is different, compliance is different, privacy is different. Okay, Azure governance is different. Okay, government. Hey, what do you mean by Azure government? Government, Tanya?
That is by US government and
Government,
US.
right.
There was a question in
Contract.
that.
Right. So, okay,
Okay.
Mayank.
Yeah.
Azure Germany.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So Azure Germany, that is related to the the enterprises who are intent to business in Germany.
So you can say whenever I will talk about the Azure government, like I'm talking about the US government. When I'm talking about the Azure Germany, I'm talking about the Germany government. So it's all about the rules and regulation. Got the visibility, guys? Huh? So what are the rules and regulations are there? And we have dedicated regions as part of the Azure government. What are the dedicated regions? Anybody remember? Azure government dedicated regions.
LOA,
So
DOD,
Virginia.
Virginia.
Right. Those are the dedicated regions. You remember, Tanya?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, no problem. See, those people are means Mayank is doing lots of hard work, so that's why he's things.
Very good.
Very good. Yeah.
Acha, trust, if you have to explain me in one line, what will you say? I did not follow.
Means I did not get your question. Trust.
The
Okay,
the
trust
trust
center.
thing which you were
Trust
showing.
center. Trusting is related to the people who are going to have different kind of tools and services as part of Azure. So why they need to trust on their services. Trust center means why they need to trust, why they need to accept, they need to choose your tools, your services, your integration. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you actually. Let me show you here that thing. It's what trust itself telling everything. Why I need to trust on you? That is the only question here. Okay. Why I need to trust on you? This is the simple question. Simple. We see this is the thing. If you read here, see,
Mm. Yeah.
USDO, Central, US Government, Virginia, US Government, Lava, and more. These are the physical and logical network isolated instances of the Azure for the US government agencies and partners. These data centers are operated by the screened US persons and include additional compliance and certifications. So we have dedicated regions. See, this is the dedicated one. See, US Diodo, US Virginia, US Lova. Those are the regions, the dedicated regions. Got the visibility?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, now come here. So why we need to trust on you? Because you have lots of tools. So this is the only question. Okay. Now, if you see here, we have seen the trust center, we have seen the privacy center. Now again, it's having one more service which is known as the service trust portal. Okay. Service trust portal means how exactly you are going to provide your services. It's related to the service, earlier related to the product. Okay. When I'm saying trust portal, it's related to the product. Why we need to trust on your products or your tools. Whenever I talk about the service, is talking about how exactly your services are going to be more beneficial for me. If you see here, the white paper kind of concept. See, if you read here, let me drag it here. See here, white papers. What do you mean by white paper, Tanya?
Yeah, it's about some research material which
Right,
you
right. So what
write,
kind of,
share.
yeah, right. So service trust means you can understand. See, you are looking for the new invention, you are looking for the new challenges, new services, and you are implementing them, and you are going to have the new product. Why I need to trust on your service or product? What kind of search is going on? What kind of new feature is going to be available as part of your preview? Those things will be you will be able to see here. Nice. So those things you will be understand here. Okay. The compliance manager will also see as part of your next thing. Like compliance managers make it easy to perform the risk assessment of the Microsoft Cloud services. Use the compliance manager to manage your organization compliance activity from the implementation to reporting. So yeah, you will see all these things, but yeah, no need to worry about all those stuff. Those are just a simple, yeah, compliance manager came into the picture, right? So yeah, it's a like again, it's a risk assessment. It is going to execute some risk assessment to identify how exactly your resources are managing the compliance. It's like a more organization level. Like we have seen the compliance which has been provided by the government, right? I was talking about the CMM level. So now CMM level not given to the each and every company. Some companies are CMM level 4, some are CMM level 5, and people are saying no, I would like to go for CMM level 5 company because CMM 5 level companies follow some standard. They are not getting requirement over the night, and they don't want to complete the project over the night. Okay, they having proper standard and process to get the approval, to get the things done in a proper way. So they follow lots of standards. So the risk of having the damage is very less, right? So that's why they are CMM level 5. The same kind of thing is going to be happen here. Risk assessment is going to be happen. Okay, workflow based risk assessment tool to help you to manage regulatory compliance. Okay, so guys, as part of your portal, which is known as the service trust portal, we have the two categories of the compliance manager, but I don't know why there are two categories, but yeah, that's related to the security only, it's related to the compliance only. Okay, yeah, so how exactly you can understand from the compliance manager? The compliance manager is only the one who is going to let you know, he see how your product is how much compliance in terms of GDPR policy, in terms of NIST policy. It is going to give you some score also. Okay, So in the future, suppose some new releases are coming for the Office 365, possibly 2021 edition now. So in that way, you will understand, okay, now out of 568, how much it is being followed, like test coverage, if you have heard, guys, right? So how much test coverage has been followed by your software? So you are saying 80%. So some extent the numbers are there. So as part of NIST, it is more cyberly secured, but it is less in terms of GDPR. GDPR is specific to the European countries, right? So yeah, Europe, it is following this much less because they have additional rules. But yeah, it's worldwide. If I'm talking about National Institute of Standard and Technology, it's scoring good enough, right? It's about, you have seen your score. What we see in terms of credit card? What kind of score is there? Credit card?
Civil,
Civil
civil.
score. Yeah. Same kind of thing you can able to observe here. Yeah. Okay. Now
Actually,
our
this comes with all subscription, is it? Or is it a paid service?
this is the paid service actually. It's not a free service, but yeah, you can read about it from the. Actually, this kind of tool you may not able to see as part of your Azure portal. Okay, there is no compliance manager kind of tool will be there as part of Azure portal. This is a special service which is coming with the special subscription, which is having a special access to the special people. So we are not at all can touch it. We cannot at all look into it. Okay, and
Yeah,
even if
this is basically comes under the EA subscription, or the companies who is which is using pay as you go model, and the audit people. So right, Lucky?
can you please repeat again? I did not got visibility.
Yeah, actually, I'm saying that the companies who are
Mm-hmm.
using which are using
Mm-hmm.
enterprises subscription,
Ha,
or
enterprise app subscription. Yeah, right. And
and
pay as you
the
go
pay,
service
yeah, or the pay as you go model,
model.
along with MSDN support.
MHDN is a old name. It is known as the Visual Studio subscription also. Okay, so if even the Visual Studio subscription also, we have couple of categories, Tanya. Okay, so even you're talking about the one subscription, we can have a terms of one subscription also, we have couple of categories. Okay, so let me show you here. Actually, I shown this thing to Mayank. Let me show you this thing here to you. Okay, F11, F11. Come here. Okay, see Tanya, uh, MSDN subscription. Okay, if you click here, it is known as the Visual Studio subscription nowadays. Okay, if you come here, this subscription is mainly used for the tools, Azure softwares, downloads, all those things. If you come down here, see there are lots of categories to take this subscription. I'm saying sign in for my subscription or why subscription. Okay, sign in may not leave it. I don't want to sign in first of all. I can go back. Okay, come here. I'm saying I would like to buy a subscription. Okay, see here, lots of category is there. So I'm saying professional should be there, like professional Visual Studio professional subscription. So it can have be the monthly subscription, it can have the standard subscription, even what kind of things are going to be covered as part of their subscription. Okay, so even enterprise subscription also be having this enterprise subscription also talking about what kind of things are possible, what kind of things are not possible. So yeah, all those things will come into the picture whenever you will go for the subscription, and then only you are able to see this kind of stuff, right? So never ever expect like you will get those things in a free of cost and very easily. Okay, so those are the very high level kind of services which are not reachable to us. Okay.
Okay.
Azure governance services. So yeah, Azure governance services. What do you mean by this? Like Azure governance, government is going to use those services, and they having separate dedicated data center. They have separate dedicated account. So yeah, those are rules are applicable for the Azure governance kind of account or Azure governance kind of regions. They're not applicable to us. So they have the separate account, and those are the people who belong from the Azure government agencies, federal, state, or local. They may be the part of the Department of Defense. Okay, they are the isolated data centers separated from the Azure public clouds. Okay, they are dedicated data centers, meet the standards specific to the government, means whatever the demand is done by the government, those demands are being satisfied. That's why such kind of things are possible. And yeah, they are using some more next level of certification in terms of NIST, in terms of DODO, IRS. Okay, So yeah, this is the different portal URL also. So the portal is portal.azure.us for them. In case of us, portal.azure.com, right? So yeah, this is the different portal for them to have the account, to have the services, to have the things. Got the visibility, Tanya?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
this is related to the Azure government. Okay. Now I was talking about the Azure Germany services. So again, they have separate account. Again, they have the data remains in the Germany. This is their rule. They are saying restricted EU for data protection and government data trustee. So we have seen the Azure trust center, right? The same kind of they have the trust center for them. And yeah, so guys, this is the thing. Third module has been done as of now. Yeah, so I think so we have not the question as part of third module. There must be